a GREENPOINT Williamsburg Public Affairs presentation. This is Neighborhoods Today.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Neighborhoods Today. I'm Reena Pelc. You know, most of us probably don't give much thought to crime prevention or crime safety. That is, of course, unless we happen to become a victim of crime. Well, today's interview is going to focus on those issues, crime prevention and crime awareness, and some of the things we might be able to do to hopefully prevent ourselves from becoming a victim. We need to break for a short public service announcement, but when we come back, we're going to have that interview. Stay with us.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Don't make yourself a victim. Stay alert. Keep electronic devices out of sight. Call 911.
I'm in the studio today with Officer Larry Nunziato. I want to say welcome to Neighborhoods Today, Larry.
It's a pleasure to be here, Reena.
It's great to have you here. I know you have a really crazy busy schedule, so we're really excited about having you here. Let's stay focused on the elderly and senior citizens. Going to the bank, a lot of senior citizens, I think, still have the tendency to not deal with direct deposit, but get their monthly check or Social Security check, whatever it might be, and go to the bank. It's very easy for someone to notice a senior citizen, and it's the beginning of the month or the end of the month, and they have that check. Would you recommend that senior citizens really get involved in direct deposit, or is there something else that you would suggest?
It's funny that you mentioned that, Reena. I guess even myself, I haven't kept up with the technologies today with this direct deposit. But yeah, I would. I think it's a great concept. I think it's a great idea. You know, like I said, I'm not actively involved myself, but I believe in the concept, and I believe in mapping out a corridor for yourself also with regards to going to banks as well as bingo or late at night. I guess, in my opinion, the direct deposit is a positive way of you getting your money into the bank.
Would you know offhand if that's some kind of a service that the police department would help senior citizens out, or the bank? Are you aware of anything like that?
With regard to direct deposits?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that they can call up wherever their pension company is, or they can call their bank, and yes, the banks will help them. The police department will help them with the aspect of route to and from the bank, and like I said, personalizing, you know, like teaching people about the awareness aspect of crime.
Right.
But as far as the banking aspect, I guess they would have to contact their bank, their local bank, and yes, I know it's afforded in most banks, this direct deposit, and it'd be very positive thing for them.
Okay, that's great. The other question that relates to banks is, if I have to take a large amount of money out of the bank, is there, say I have to take $5,000 out of the bank, a senior citizen has to take $5,000 out of the bank.
Right.
Is there a specific way I should be handling the money, counting the money? What should I do? Carrying the money when I leave the bank?
That's an interesting question, Reena. What we do is, it's recommended that you don't carry all your money in one place. Let's just say you're a man. We don't recommend carrying your wallet in your back pocket, okay? We recommend carrying your wallet in the best places, the inner chest area of a jacket. Otherwise, we recommend keeping it in your front pocket. We recommend you keep your money separately in various places, in multitude of pockets. This way, God forbid, if anything, you do succumb and become the victim of maybe a pickpocket or something. They're not going to get everything from you.
They'll just get a portion of it.
Exactly, and it's strongly recommended. Don't carry large sums of money in one bulk. You separate it throughout your body, wherever it may be.
Right. And you already talked about how a man should carry his wallet.
Right. A man should carry his wallet. It's recommended the best way to carry a wallet is in a jacket inside breast pocket. Okay? That would be, because you can feel it up against your body. You can hold your arm over it. It's a less likely a vulnerable spot for pickpockets in that particular area.
It's always so interesting to me because I know so many people, even guy friends of mine, they just still keep carrying that wallet in their back pocket.
Yes.
I mean, it's so obvious.
Yeah, it's there. You can see it, and most men keep their money in their wallet. So you talk about a target. It's a perfect target. Get the wallet. It's easy crime. They brush up against you. A lot of times these pickpockets work in teams. There's 5 of them.
Right.
One's distracting you, one falls in front of you, one bumped you. It's usually in crowded areas. It's usually at bank locations where you find these teams of pickpockets.
Because I would say that when you're, quote, a professional and you're working tax-free, basically is what you're doing when you're a criminal.
Exactly.
When you're a pickpocket.
They have organized teams of pickpockets that do tend to hang and cluster in heavily traffic traveled areas, and as well as banks and around these various locations, and they do prey on the seniors.
Definitely. Well, as a woman, I know that there's a specific way you should carry your pocketbook and you shouldn't carry your pocketbook, and maybe we could just talk about it again. I mean, I would never sling the pocketbook just over my shoulder. Is it
Right.
always better to just put the pocketbook over you so that you can hang on to it?
Okay, it's a very good question, Reena. The way you carry a pocketbook, well, it's everybody's personal preference. We don't recommend you carrying that pocketbook strapped over your body because if you're ever the victim of a purse snatch, they're going to grab that. A lot of times these pocketbooks are leather bound, and they're going to pull you with it. You may get tumbled to the ground, or you may get hurt. What we strongly recommend is if you are ever the victim of a purse snatching, give up your purse. What we do is the best thing you can do is don't carry your valuables in your purse. If you're going to map out these corridors and you're going to go to the banks, we don't recommend you carry a purse. But if you have to carry a purse, we don't recommend you carrying your valuables inside of that purse. We do recommend you carrying, if you have to carry a purse, under your arm like a football, okay? And I can demonstrate with a purse that we have here, okay? What you do is you take this purse, Reena, and we recommend you carrying it upside down, okay? The way you do is
But what's the point of carrying it upside down?
okay, and I'll get to that in a moment, Reena.
What kind of good stuff we have in there?
Yeah, do we really? Okay. Basically, we recommend you grab your purse by the zipper, carry it upside down under your arm like this.
All right.
Okay, Reena? And the reason why we recommend that is because you have a grip on this zipper, it's under your arm. If somebody does get to pull the bag, they can pull it from you, and you're just going to give it up because you don't have the strap. You don't want to fight for this bag. But what it does do, if you are the victim of a purse snatch, is as they pull, it opens up, and your contents, because you have a grip on the zipper, let it go. Your contents may fall out and spew onto the floor. And at that, maybe some of the stuff you can retrieve, maybe not all of it. It's been our experience to find that if somebody is going to snatch your purse, Reena, they're going to snatch the purse and run. And if it fumbles, they're not going to stop to turn around and pick up the fumble.
Right, that's too disconcerting because you've already you've put someone off
That's
guard.
what we found, and basically you may be able to retrieve some of your property by holding it that way. But we strongly recommend you don't resist, you don't fight. Let them have your purse. Be prepared. Carry your valuables somewhere else. Carry as least amount of money as possible on you. Be prepared in those ways. But if you have to carry a pocketbook, carry it in that way. At least maybe you might retrieve something if it fumbles.
Especially carried in that fashion if you feel as if you're going to be in a situation and there's going to be no way for you to get out of it.
That's correct, you know.
So then it's not true that a woman should carry her pocketbook over her body like that.
No, we strongly don't recommend that because I believe that you can not only be the victim of a crime, but you can also get yourself very much hurt. In that way, they can tumble you to the ground. They're going to use force. They're going to want that bag, and we don't recommend resisting that. I mean, you want to. The tendency is to hold on to that, but they're going to pull your arm and maybe sprain your arm. Anything. We don't recommend you strapping it to your body. Anything that they can drag you along. Maybe they'll drag you into a car, God forbid.
Yeah, give up the bag. You can always get another bag. You can't get another life.
That's right. Correct, Reena.
All right. Well, what about something like shopping? If I go shopping, or especially, again, if an elderly person goes shopping, And I don't know if it makes a difference if we're talking about food shopping or clothes shopping in some kind of a mall or a, very large area with a large parking area. Is there anything in particular they should watch out for, especially in parking their cars in a very big parking lot to get to that store or that mall?
Yeah, it's are you talking with relative of nighttime as opposed to? Could you rephrase the question?
Yeah,
Reena?
let's talk in terms of night. It's later during the day, like maybe nighttime, and the area that you're going to go to shop, or the area that the elderly person might be going to shop. They drive. I'm assuming that they drive. So there really is a very large parking area outside. Right. Anything that they should look at or look for in terms of parking their car before they can even get to the store that they're going to?
Well, it's recommended that you park your car on the well-lit area. Are you talking about relative to the vehicle being stolen or relative to personal safety?
Personal safety.
Yeah, it's always your best bet to park your car as close to the store as possible. We recommend parking it in a well-lit area and usually next to an open store where somebody can visibly see your vehicle, see you get out of it.
That type
Relative
of
to that,
thing.
yes.
Right.
With it, security lighting is, lighting in the street is a perfect, look for a spot where well lit, people can see you.
Right.
Never park to the rear of a dimly lit parking lot or something. You talk about awareness. It's
Right.
instinctual for people to be afraid of those various areas.
You
So
park too far away, it's too
Yeah.
dark. All of a sudden
the
you're
least
walking
amount
by
you have
yourself.
to walk. You want to park in an area where people will see you exiting and entering your
Right.
car. You want to try to avoid as much as you can entering your vehicle in a dock or while you're alone. We recommend that after you're shopping, you're prepared. Get back to your car. If you got to walk a little bit, if you do have to go into a dark area, have your keys ready. Don't be preoccupied with your mind, and be alert, be aware of somebody maybe hiding behind the car. Take a peek into the car. Have your keys ready. Be ready to just get right into that car and start it and go.
And lock the door.
Right. A lot of times women or a lot of times people will walk up to their vehicle and
I've done this. I'm
yeah.
guilty of this. I
Okay.
will admit that.
they'll walk up to their vehicle and then they'll start opening their pocketbook, fumbling
Right.
for keys.
I've
and
done
it's like,
that.
no, you want to be prepared. The less time you got to be out of that car in that parking lot, the better. Get your keys, have them prepared, hold your package, hold your keys, walk up to your car, open the car, put your stuff away, and go. You don't want to fumble in the parking lot.
Is it also a good idea, you mentioned look behind the car, in front of the car, make sure no one is following you. Also,
That's correct.
maybe take a quick look under the car or even in the car. Not to scare anyone, but I mean, just as a safeguard, precautionary measure. Does that make sense?
It depends on how paranoid you may be.
Gee, thanks a lot, Larry. But I mean, if the car is really parked in an area that's very dark, not well lit, and you are walking to the vehicle by yourself, I mean, does it make sense at a certain time to maybe just casual glance, that type of thing?
Yes, it's always strongly recommended that you are alert to your environment. Know who's around you. Always look.
Right.
Never take for granted that somebody's not going to come out. Be prepared for it. Prepare yourself mentally. Yes.
And I want to go back to talk about one of the identification programs. You talked about this before in reference to equipment that we might have at home. But in terms of auto safety in your car, is there some kind of a program that would alert police to the fact that your car might not belong to the person who's driving it if they're stopped and pulled over? Is there some kind of...
Yeah. Well, basically, yes, Reena, the police department does offer a program, and the program is called HEAT, Help End Auto Theft, okay? And basically what this program targets is middle-aged to elderly, people that own vehicles. And what it is they've done statistical studies, and they found that majority of the vehicles are being stolen. They're being stolen by organized crime groups. It's very organized theft. They find that the reason these vehicles are being stolen is because these vehicles are worth more money in parts.
Okay, chop
in the
shops.
auto industry, correct. What they did find was that somehow or another these organized groups feel and believe that it's less of a crime if a young person is caught stealing a car. So what they do is they recruit these young juveniles to turn around and go out and steal cars for them. So what they do is these, like I said, this is one of the things we do is we look for trends and patterns, and we find that a lot of cars are being stolen by young children, and quite possibly for that reason, that these organized groups are hiring these young children, go steal this car, because if you get caught, hey, you're going to get a slap on the wrist, as opposed to if they get caught, an adult, they may have to spend some time in prison. So what happens is, we did this study, so what they do is, middle-aged person or an elderly person that owns a vehicle and they want to protect their vehicle, it's just another avenue to do that. And what it is we'll give them a sticker, and what they're saying if they sign up in this program is that the owner of this vehicle is above 40 years old, and that's what they're attesting to the police department, and that's what this sticker is going to tell the police. What happens is the police on patrol are specially trained to turn around and identify the sticker, and what that sticker tells them is, hey, the owner of that car is above 40 years old. Stop that car if we see a child or someone that looks young driving that vehicle, okay? And basically, let's just say you do lend your car out to somebody young, it may be an inconvenience to them. They're going to have to show a registration, or they're going to have to be identified, but it's also affords you a greater level of security with regards to your auto safety and stolen vehicles. While we're on the topic of stolen vehicles, the police department offers several programs to help prevent auto theft. It seems to be a rising problem in a lot of the police precincts today is theft of auto. And another way of preventing it is a lot of times people park their cars for the night on the street.
Right.
Okay, and if you are one of those people that don't drive your car at night, it's parked in front of your door, what we can do is you can sign up in a program called CAT program, Combat Auto Theft, and basically we'll give you a sticker. You put the sticker and display them in your window. The police are specially trained, especially on the midnight shift, to identify this sticker. And basically what this sticker is telling the cop, if this car's being driven between the hours of 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning, stop this vehicle, because I normally don't drive my car. That's what it's telling the police officer, this one little sticker. You could register in these programs. They do have them available, and then they're at any police precinct in the city where you reside. You just contact the crime prevention officer of that precinct, and you can register in these programs. They are offered. There's also, relative to, you said, the etching tool that we lend you for
the VIN etching.
There's another one. We have operation identification for autos, and basically what we have is these ultraviolet pens, and what you can do is you can mark the valuables on your car, being that cars are being stolen for parts.
What do you mean ultraviolet pen that you?
It's a pen that's invisible ink, and basically what it is you can mark your valuables in your car, whether it be your radio, whether it be your rear view mirror, whether it be your seats. You can mark it with this ultraviolet pen, and basically the police stations are equipped with ultraviolet lights that can illuminate these things. So if you turn around and suspect somebody of having your property, or the police suspect it, we can check it with the UV light and see, hey, it has your serial number on it. It's registered and operated. Just like operation identification, you register it with the police department.
Is there a specific way that you'd use that pen? I mean, is there a specific number that
it's
you would?
It's a normal pen, Reena, like the one you're holding, and it's just when you write, you can write whatever you want, just like that. It's a felt tip. It's like felt, but the only difference is you won't see it. The only way you'll be able to see what you marked is with a UV light, and that'll illuminate it. And that's another program, and it's an identification program for autos. Another one, most police precincts, and this is newly enacted for the New York City Police Department, they have this VIN etch program. And what they do is like...
Well, why don't you explain what... Everyone might not know what VIN means.
Okay, VIN is a vehicle identification number. Each vehicle that's manufactured has a vehicle identification number, and it's that long number. It's usually in your dashboard, okay, and it's the number of that particular vehicle. A lot of car manufacturers today are, when you buy a car, already VIN etch your vehicle for you. So the cars are already being VIN etched. It's just another way to make the parts on the vehicle belong to that vehicle.
Right.
Okay, accountability. And basically what we'll do is any vehicle that isn't equipped with that, you can contact the crime prevention officer of the local police precinct. And like I said, this is a newly enacted program, and I'm not sure if all precincts carry this particular program.
But the 94th?
The 94th precinct does, yes it does. And you can contact me and we can schedule an appointment to have your vehicle brought into the 94th precinct, and what I'll do is I'll, with an acid, I'll etch the VIN number of your particular vehicle into the glass of your vehicle. This way, if your car is ever stolen for glass, and what we'll do is give you a sticker that makes it more of a deterrent. Like the thief knows I can't use the glass on this car. It's
Right.
it's marked.
It's identified.
That's correct, and it's done with an acid.
Okay.
Reena.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. That's great. It's important that people learn about the programs
Mm-hmm.
because people won't even avail themselves of programs if they don't know that this stuff is out here.
Right.
Or even that they can turn to someone and ask them, specific questions. I want to get back to dealing with getting to your car. Let's just say, unfortunately, you find yourself in a situation where you're at your car and someone has approached you, and now all of a sudden you have a knife to your neck, or worse, you're at gunpoint now, and they're telling you to get in your car. Is there anything that I can do or that someone could do at that point in time? You're still outside the car, but obviously this is the situation, and it's a dangerous, precarious situation.
It's an extremely tough situation, Reena, and I wish I had the answers for these particular ones. It's very serious. People react differently to stressful situations like that. I would wonder why somebody would have a knife to you like that. Maybe would you say like an attempted rape type of situation, or
Yeah, that's what I would think of as a woman from a woman's perspective.
and basically in a situation like that, and I would hope and wish that nobody would have to go through that, but it's not an easy call, like everybody does react differently under stress like that. The only thing I can think of that I can recommend is make yourself as ugly as you can make yourself in a situation like that. If you have to throw up on yourself or gag or just scream out that you have to go to the bathroom or something, just make yourself as unappealing as you can possibly make yourself in that moment. You're talking about a situation where you are totally vulnerable to somebody. If they have a knife to your neck, you just be compliant.
It's a tough call.
It's an extremely tough call. It's something that can't be judged or prejudged. People are going to respond differently, and unfortunately, there are tragedies in situations like that. The only thing I could say is be very prepared. Be more prepared to prevent something like that. Make yourself less likely of a target. Don't flash yourself in public. Don't wear jewelry that'll attract people to you. Make yourself as plain as possible if you have to be prepared to get in your car and like I said, from a distance, as you're walking from this parking lot or wherever you're walking from, look around. Don't just walk blissfully with your packages. Look at your car. Look at your car all the way. Maybe you're going to see something, and then you can make a turn. You understand?
Awareness and prevention, they go hand in hand.
Yes, they do. And I'm sorry I can't even offer more in a situation like that. It's an extreme. It really is.
Yeah, well, as you said, we hope that situations never get to that point. But again, we talk about crime prevention, crime safety, and being aware. I mean, that is the whole point, so that we don't get to that point. We can avoid a situation like that or any other kind of situation.
Right.
It's hard to believe, but we're almost out of time here.
Really?
We're really going to need to wrap up. You have given us so much to thought about, and I know we probably could talk at least for another hour. At least I know I could.
Great.
In parting, I was just wondering if there are any final words or comments that you'd like to make in terms of crime prevention and crime awareness.
I just thank you very much for inviting me here today, Reena. I had a great, it was my pleasure to do this, and I hope some of the information that was helpful to you and the people out there.
That's it. Larry, we're out of time. Thank you so much
Reena.
for joining me. It's been great, and maybe we'll have you back again.
Yes, I hope so. I really do.
That's it for this edition of Neighborhoods Today. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next time.